Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva has finally spoken out about U.S. President Donald Trump's 50% tariffs on his country. This was conveyed directly via his official X account on Thursday, July 10, 2025. Previously, Trump imposed 50% tariffs on South America's largest economy, Brazil, starting August 1st. This was based on his anger over what he called a witch hunt trial of Lula's right-wing predecessor, Jair Bolsonaro. Trump then also criticized Brazil, calling it a secret and unlawful censorship order against U.S. social media platforms. This was a reference to the country's recent Supreme Court ruling that could hold social media platforms accountable for their users' content. Brazil's cunning attack on free elections and the fundamental right of Americans to free speech, he said in a letter to Lula. Please understand that 50% is far lower than what is needed to achieve the equality we must have with your country. And this is necessary to correct the gross injustice of the current regime. In response to this maneuver, Lula then posted a response on his X account. In the post, Lula stated that Brazil is a sovereign nation that will not accept control from anyone. He also firmly stated that in this case, any unilateral tariff increases would be met under Brazil's law on economic reciprocity. He threatened uncompromising retaliation, sovereignty, respect, and the uncompromising defense of the interests of the Brazilian people are the values that guide our relations with the world, Lula said. Lula also responded to Trump's statement regarding digital platforms. He said that Brazilian social media values emphasize the rejection of hateful content, racism, child pornography, fraud, and speech that violates human rights and democratic freedoms. In Brazil, freedom of expression must not be equated with aggression or violent practices. To operate in our country, all national and foreign companies are subject to Brazilian law, he added. Brazil is the 15th largest U.S. trading partner, with total two-way trade of $92 billion (Rp 1,494 trillion) in 2024. The U.S. itself recorded a trade surplus of $7.4 billion (Rp 120 trillion) with Brazil. Trump's harsh attacks on Brazil come as his administration continues to increase tariffs on a number of countries worldwide. He issued tariff notices on August 1st to 7 minor trading partners, 20% tariffs on goods from the Philippines, 25% on Brunei and Moldova, and 30% on goods from Sri Lanka, Algeria, Iraq, and Libya. These latest letters add to 14 others issued earlier this week. They include 25% tariffs on major U.S. suppliers South Korea and Japan, and 32% on Indonesia, which will also take effect on August 1st unless a trade deal is reached beforehand. The letters were issued a day after Trump announced he was expanding his trade war by imposing a 50% tariff on imported copper. He will soon impose long-threatened levies on semiconductors and pharmaceuticals.